right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to American Trucking Simulator and Trucking Talks Tuesdays. Or Tuesday Trucking Talks. I don't know, I tend to forget. That's alright. You guys will never believe this, but when I was starting on this, little... Yeah. I'll get to that in a second. I am Crimson Viking. Like, subscribe, share, and comment if you like what you see. What's with the stop thing? But yeah, so we're hauling some stuff and things and stuff to I don't know, somewhere. It's one of these bigger loads, and I kind of said I wouldn't do these again because the last one we couldn't park properly, and I was really ticked at that. But that's okay. Ooh, it's a dump truck. That's cool. Yeah, so when I started in the game, I completely didn't notice that I did not have my recording software up, but that's okay. Quickly figured it out. Nothing too stupid. But that's alright. So, tell me how you guys are doing today. Let me know if you're having a good day or not, or, just start some conversations in the comment section below. Always looking for some good comments. Me, I'm doing pretty alright today. Bit of an off day. Just kind of not feeling it. Everybody at work was the same way, so we were just all feeling it off today. But I'm here. I'm with you guys. Getting some time in before gonna go hang out with my son and wife, which is always my favorite thing to do. So what I want to talk about today is what I'm curious about. Dude, why are you waving me off? Wave yourself off. What I wanted to talk about is my favorite genres in stories, games, or anything. It's fantasy and sci-fi. And I prefer fantasy over sci-fi, but sci-fi is always up there. It's just my thing. I prefer fantasy and sci-fi. I love the night elements. I love the stories that can be told. I love it's the tales of perseverance. It's the setting. It just creates these environments that are just more compelling, right? Like, I don't know. If you see like a cop taking on crime and stuff, that's still a good story and all, but I'd rather see a knight take on, like, corrupt kingdoms and stuff and rally everything to them. It's much more compelling to me. And with that on note, I absolutely love sci-fi as well. Like, Mass Effect, for the longest time, was my favorite game. Not so much now. What killed Mass Effect for me was Facebook. I was part of a Facebook fan group for Mass Effect, and the fans were so god-awful toxic in these groups, and it was just absolutely annoying beyond all belief, and I could not handle. They warped and twisted everything, and then the more once Andromeda came out, Andromeda wasn't bad in my mind, but the corporate shills ruined it afterwards because there was so much going on. There was the one developer that said, let's not have any white characters at all, let's just get rid of all that stuff. So it's like that racism on top of other things, it just made it so off-putting, and just the fans with how they take and like twist and manipulate things to their woke just stupidity ultimately just turned me off of it. And there were so many other fandoms after Andromeda that I started watching. It was Harry Potter, it was The Witcher, Halo. Just all these fandoms just became so toxic from all the woke psychopaths that wish to warp everything to their narrative. And this is why Tolkien was famous, saying like, evil cannot create, it can only twist and destroy. That's very true. And this is why you see so many fandoms now that are just mutilated, dead Frankenstein corpses of what they once were. One of the few ones that's holding on, and it's barely holding on thanks to the fans that are fighting back, is Warhammer 40k. God, that is a perfect mix of fantasy and sci-fi. God, I can't get enough of that 40k. I absolutely love it. And just love me some 40k. If you couldn't tell already from my Space Marine one, I want to get some Rogue Trader going here, and I don't care how slow it is with the recording. I'm gonna do it, and yeah, just doing what I want best, because I got into the first mission and I'm like, wow, this is awesome, and I haven't gone too far back. I haven't gone back for a few months, which is unfortunate. It's just I get very busy, and if you couldn't tell from last week, only got one video out. I'm doing my best, but it's just, it gets complex sometimes. But if you couldn't tell before, with the stories I'm writing right now, is fantasy and sci-fi are my favorite. I do have a brilliant sci-fi idea. It's there's a couple. There's one that's going to be like a Starship Troopers type, like galactic battle, humans versus other aliens, which I got planned, and it's not going to be my primary one. There's another one that's kind of like that, where it's this, they are human, they're just like an offshoot of humans, kind of, not really, and it's a human species that is like, they got like pinkish, like lighter skin, and like different colored hair, and they just, humanity got spread out through the galaxy, and then all of them went back into the Dark Ages and rebuilt back up. So every form of humanity thinks that they're the original. And this certain one, they live for like 500 years. They just have a gene that makes them live super long. And they have psionics, which makes them really cool. And they lost a war against this reptile humanoid species, which is also going to be like an offshoot of humanity. They lost to them, and they end up ceding a couple of their planets to them as like, prize for winning the war, and also that their government's subjugated by this reptile species. And the main character is on one of these planets, and it's meant to be like an allegory for like trying to survive cults or Marxism and communism, because it's just brutal, the stuff that this guy has to go through, and he's being groomed into a warrior that has to go fight the original humans. And when he goes and fights them, he's completely dumbfounded why the enemy looks like him, and he realizes how much he's been manipulated and twisted, and he turns on them at the last second and almost dies, until one of the humans who's his enemy comes and saves him and helps him finish him off. And then he ends up being super loyal to this really they are authoritative empire, but he becomes super loyal to them. And yeah, that's the one sci-fi I've got. And as far as fantasy stories, man, I have these small little journals that I carry with me everywhere, and the one, like, I got so many for fantasy stories. A lot of them dark fantasy. I just absolutely love. The primary one I'm working on is Monstrum Incarnate, and then I have this other one which is like, it's a Roman type fantasy. It's not like actually like Roman soldiers, but the people of the main characters, like empire, they're like Roman inspired, it's really good. And they live in this like archipelago and different island chains, and each one has like different colored uniforms, and they have different skill assets, but they're all like the same lineage, and they're pretty much like, they're in a bit of a cold civil war with each other, and they mostly mercenary themselves out to people of the mainland to fight their battles. And so this he's a bit, he kind of screwed up, and he's been kind of outcast, and his mercenary cohort they go with him. And yeah, they're trying to make their way, and they've aligned themselves with the wrong people, and now it's, hey, we're caught in a bad situation, we're now the bad guys, how do we get ourselves out? And they start helping like a resistance and a rebellion to like take back this kingdom that they accidentally helped overthrow. Ooh, changing lanes. How's the world going on around here? I need to just like look at the world a bit more while I'm doing this stuff and not talk so much, but I love talking. Oh, and with that Roman one, I'm thinking about having like 3 different character lines, not in the same book, but like kind of same world, but 3 different like book lines, series type things. And there's going to be another mercenary like on the other side of the planet or continent who he is trying to find his way and redeem his past of being a murderer and being outcast from his people. Oh, that almost sounds the same now that I say it out loud. Maybe I won't do that one. But then there's another guy. He's in the middle of the continent, and he's kind of a very lesser noble in a very tyrannical empire, and he's trying to make a name for himself and goes down a very brutal route. He's not going to be a good guy per se, but he is going to be challenging the really evil people. But he's trying to form his own thing, and he's pretty ruthless. So there's going to be other characters. Albuquerque. Alright. Albuquerque. So there's going to be other characters going there, and that's like one. I got a couple Portal fantasies that I have in mind. So another one is a fantasy of this kid who thinks he's a paladin, and he believes he's been captured by evil wizards in this castle, and he's working with the other prisoners. One, she calls herself a sorceress, and then like a couple other knights and stuff, and like various different. It's going to be very cheesy and tropey, and there's a reason behind that. It's the whole time he's trying to get out, he thinks these wizards are giving him these evil concoctions and stuff where they're trying to like brainwash him and various different things. It's not until near the end, like I'll drip it so that you start to learn what's going on. He's actually a kid and he's in psychosis, and it's him battling his psychosis and stuff. And so that's kind of a fantasy book I want to write. There's a Portal fantasy I want to write for young kids too, for my son. That might be a series too. They're just, it's kind of like the Chronicles of Narnia type deal. If you know that, it's going to be like that. But one, I can't stand lit RPGs. Like just trying to take MMOs and trying to turn them into like, oh no, but it's real. Oh god, that's painful. And yet there's always this dinging of like, it's just very infuriating. What are you doing? You're supposed to get over, dude. Are you gonna get over? Thank you. It's beautiful around here. But yeah, I can't stand those lit RPGs. There's a few other fantasy ideas I had. I was gonna do one where it's like this young kid, his dad was a knight who died in service of his kingdom. His kingdom was overthrown, and he's fighting back. It's like fighting resistance against a very like tyrannical cult empire. So there's that. That one would be really good too. A lot of these are like way down the line because Monster Music Incarnate is #1. And my other one, Courage, Duty, Honor. It's my World War II themed story. It's not in World War II. It's not in Europe. I created my own world, and it's literally like World War II themed. I'm making up all like all the nations and stuff, and it's just meant to be themed in. That one's going to be very like old school, like G.I. Joe tropes. Like, it's going to be cool. But like World War II style, like going back to the old school like Nazi tropes of like when people fought Nazis back in the day and the commies and stuff. That's what I'm going for with that. And I think it's something that's seriously missed in a lot of stories these days, is those tropes are actually like they exist for a reason. It helps with telling the story. So, oh guys, why would you get that close to me? Like, hurry up, get past. These guys on the left here. Like, if I have to come over, it's not going to be enjoyable. Get out of the way! I can't go in when you're sitting there. Because I got a feeling this is going to drop down to one lane. I know they're right there. They need to not be right there. Get out of the way! Okay. Dude, I'm coming over and I'm blocking the lane. Okay, there. That'll hopefully have to do it. He's still going. Like, why? Why are you guys doing that? Oh, and there's so much more. Oh, that's the worst. The sad thing is this happens in real life. I've seen people do it to trucks. Yeah. Get out of the way, but whatever. But yeah, fantasy genre is my favorite. Like, okay, The Witcher, Season 1, I thought was epic. Season 2 really ticked me off because it really screwed with the storyline. And I love playing Witcher 3, played Witcher 1, and I'm going to be redoing that again. And I haven't played Witcher 2 yet, but I'm going to be redoing it all. That was the fridge shutting off behind me. God, I need a better recording area. I really do. But, you know, when the economy's shit, you know, you make do with what you got. And one day I will improve and, you know, hopefully it helps. But any of you all who are here for the time that is, I greatly appreciate you guys for sticking through me in the crappy recording sense. For instance, if you ever hear that my voice is off, like right here versus right here, is because right here, when the voice is good, where my mic is put, the only place that I can put it for recording is I'm hunched over and I'm looking out the corner of my eye at the screen. So when I'm here looking straight up at the screen, it's not always the best, right? So we make do with what we got. And yeah, just aim to do better versus complaining. And I won't complain too much because at least I have some means to, you know, record stuff. I'm very blessed and very gifted. But anyways, back to fantasy stuff. I'm an absolute diehard for Lord of the Rings. I need to read the books. I really do, and I'm actually a little shameful about that. I got so many fantasy books on the go. Geez, the ones I've been doing, it's called Drop Trooper, and it's like a sci-fi about, like, think of it like Starship Troopers, but like, I wouldn't say less authoritarian, just less authoritarian, where all the, you know, all the little trolls come out and we're going fascism, even though absolutely nothing about Starship Troopers is really fascist. The main character's Filipino, for crying out loud, and there's female pilots, and there's free elections and stuff, and you're never... They absolutely are against conscription in the story. So I feel like all the people who criticize Starship Troopers, the book, have never once read it, and kind of shameful. And I'm a fan of the movies, even though the asshole director and writer tried making it seem like it was fascism when it wasn't. But yeah, Drop Troopers kind of like that. That's what I'm reading right now. And the problem is when I'm trying to find stories on Audible or on Kindle, So many of them are just like fantasy, like erotica, and it's quite disturbing actually. And so many of them are lit RPGs, and it's just like, where's the quality in writing these days? It's gone. It's been gone for a couple decades. But there's like, a few. I absolutely love Harry Potter. My God, me and my wife, we always make it, like, especially around Christmas time, we try to get like a full series in. It's been a little hard since our son's come, but we're still trying. We're gonna get him into it, and Ravenclaw's the only good house, and anybody who dare challenges that is lying. I'm kidding. Whatever house you're into is good. Harry Potter's better than no Harry Potter. Not the biggest fan of Quidditch, and like the acting in the films, like they did pretty good, but like some of the older ones, it's like, God, I know they're kids, but the acting's just horrible. And I'm not the biggest fan of Emma Watson. She's kind of overdoes it. Especially in, like, what was it, The Gauntlet Fire? Oh my God, that actually ticked me off. And Deathly Hallows, I wasn't a big fan of hers. But she was good in, Half-Blood Prince and all that. The Order of the Phoenix. I can't really remember The Order of the Phoenix too much. Oh, yeah. The cat lady. There's a reason why we don't like cat ladies. J.D. Vance isn't wrong. That's gonna tick off people. Oh man, that's funny. No, I love fantasy. Chronicles of Narnia has always been a big one for me. I've watched all of them, and I need to read that book. I know I need to read that book. I'm reading Witcher right now too. I'm on The Last Wish, which is like way like the short story stuff. And my God, they really do differ from the shows, and that can be quite infuriating. Yeah. Didn't think the route would take this long, but I wanted to get more money because I wanted to get you guys a nice new truck. Because I'm tired of using these other trucks. You can finally get some control. Oh, Wheels of Time. I haven't read the books. Watched a few of the episodes of the first season. Absolutely atrocious. But what I will say, like, I love the main actress. I'm a big fan of her. She was in Doom. She was really good. I like her. It's just, again, like, these progressive writers who don't know how to create just come in and try to manipulate and twist things. Like Lord of the Rings, the TV series. My God. At 5 minutes into the very first episode, and I'm like, I absolutely hate this. Like, you've butchered Lord of the Rings. You can't rewrite the lore. Anyways, Fallout. Huge fan of Fallout. Elder Scrolls, massive fan. And it's absolutely shameful that Bethesda hasn't come out with a new Fallout or Elder Scrolls. Make whatever excuse you want. You pumped out 3 in the matter of less than a decade. Why can't you make one in the past 15 years? And it has. It's coming up to almost 15 years since Skyrim came out. And we're probably not going to see Skyrim by the time it's been 20 years out, maybe. Because, like, Mass Effect was 2012 and 2017 was the last ones. And so they're working on it because Anthem absolutely bombed. Fallout, I believe, was 2014. Don't quote me on that. I didn't mind. I liked Fallout 4. New Vegas is the GOAT. And Fallout 3 is really good. Really, really good. I'm going to go back, play the first 3 Fallouts. Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. Yeah, trying to get into the Diablo top-down stuff. It'll be interesting to play that style again. But not too horrible. I'd say the show. Oh God, that's why I wanted to talk about it. I literally just watched the show this past weekend, and I absolutely loved it. It was really, really good. There's a few things here and there that are off, like they're kind of screwing, again, taking the lore and kind of screwing it, but they were really honest with it most of the way. But like one thing that ticked me off is apparently that big airship for the Brotherhood of Steel, it's the Prydwen. Okay, What is it doing there? Where's Lord Maximus? And why is it Sandy Shore or Shady Sands? Why was that blown up? Why is the NCR dead? Like, why? Why are you just on New Vegas? But at least, spoiler alert. I think season 2, if it does happen, is going to be in New Vegas because that's where the bad guy was going. So that's cool. I love the characters. Maximus, awesome. Lucy was really good. I liked her. And the Ghoul, oh, love that character. Love that character. Even the side characters like Norm, Lucy's brother, he's really good. I liked his little arc. So I love the Patchwork Girl. She's got some sinisterness to her. But anyways, yeah. Like I said, those are my favorite genres. This one trip is taking us almost a half hour, man. I do apologize, guys. But I hope you like it. Tell me what some of your favorite stories are. If I could think off the top of the head, some of the fantasy books I'm reading right now, like I'm not the best for remembering names, and I got them upstairs. I got stacks of books just waiting to be read, which are fantasy books, and I give as many a try as possible. But again, so like this is one problem I see a lot lately is all of them are tailored for women, and it's not even like truly fantasy. It's just drama, and it's like, why don't we step out of the stereotypes here? Like, why can't we have male characters? And there is one guy, he's got like this assassin dude that's like, I really want to read the book, and it's just sitting there waiting for me to go. And I got so much I'm reading right now. I'm trying to get into a bunch of nonfiction too, like different sales things and stuff, because, you know, the economy's so screwed here in Canada, it's almost impossible to like have a real income. Like 9 to 5, forget it. You'll never make enough. So you got to think of alternative ways of making money, which is unfortunate, but you know, that's what I'm trying to plan on doing. So there's that, and I'll get to my books when I can. You know, I got stacks of them. Probably don't need to buy any anytime soon, especially since they're all tailored for not me. It's not written for you. It's not filmed for you. Okay, how do you like those returns? So there's that. But yeah, Lord of the Rings might be canceled here soon. By the sounds of it, it's just bombing. Really don't like the dwarf chick. She's annoying. Elrond seems horrible in the show. God, don't get me started on Galadriel. The Black Elf dude, he's one tone, but I don't mind him. Really don't mind him. I can't believe I'm actually rooting for Sauron. Sauron, he's actually good. The actor's doing good with him. Don't get me started on Star Wars. Star Wars is pretty much dead to me, except for like Knights of the Old Republic and the old school stuff. Andor was great. Rogue One was the last movie I enjoyed. But yeah, Star Wars is pretty much dead to me. Star Trek's been dead to me for a while too. It's just, you know, they take these fandoms and twist them, and it gets beyond annoying. Like, what is so hard? And I know what's hard with them, because when I started writing, I started writing with Mass Effect fan fiction, and George R. R. Martin has a good point. Like, you should not write fan fiction. It's something for yourself, but you can't take other people's IPs. Like, if you ever get to the point where you're an actually established author, established writer, actor, all this stuff, and you're invited in, by all means. But don't steal other people's work. Now, you can take stuff from there and get inspiration. For instance, my Nova series has huge inspiration from, it's from a lot of things. All my series have a lot of inspiration from different aspects. Like, it's how the story continues. Like, Lord of the Rings itself, and Chronicles of Narnia. They're both inspired by the Bible. And to an extent, so is Star Wars. This is how art grows. But you need that creative measure. And the problem is when it comes to Hollywood, if it's not pushing the message, as Critical Drinker likes to put it, or if it's not an instant sell, they don't care. And the problem is you're never going to advance unless you take some risks, and that means taking risks with new IPs. Publishing companies are notorious for this, where it's like, unless we know who you are, you're pushing an agenda for us. We don't want you unless you have 5 published books already. So you have to do like self-publishing for being an author these days. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's just my random thinking. We're almost at the end of the line here, which is great. Went a little over, which is alright. It's alright. But let me know what you guys think down below. Definitely comment. What are your favorite fantasy stories? What are your favorite sci-fi stories? And you know what? Give me some suggestions. And you know what? Even when it comes to like fantasy erotica and all that stuff, I don't hate the fact that sex is in the story. It's just when you are reading this stuff, they make it so vulgar. And it's seriously like an incel. I hate to use the word, but an incel guy or girl that are just like, masturbating to this, and it's just annoying. It's annoying because you can tell it in the writing, and it's just disgusting. Like, have it make sense. Whoa, cop! Watch yourself. Okay, let's see. Oh God, this is I hate these ones. But yeah, even with that stuff, it's not, as long as it's well written and good and like, for the most part, has a purpose, I won't mind it. Like Game of Thrones, for example. If it serves a purpose, I won't mind it. But let's focus on this for now. We're doing alright. Also, again, shout out to my trucking buddy Chico. He's telling me I was taking a step back from trucking so much, which he's got his reasons why, which I definitely agree with. It's just doing his thing. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Because if it's like, I won't be able to back this up. Oh God, is it doing it again? Are you kidding me? Ugh. Oh my God. You guys do not want to know how long that took. But I got it done. Minimal damage on the truck. Whew. Actually, it was the trailer, but whatever. We got it. Ooh, we got a level out of it. What do we want? We want longer stuff. Cool. Just get some more time with you guys. And we have almost 70,000. Don't want to take a loan out, but that's what I'm looking at right there. This truck. If I could have another 15,000, I'd be happy. And you know what? Just a quick look here before we let you go. That one. This one will be our next one. You know what? Ooh, not this one. Yeah, we'll do that one. Boom, right there. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a good time. And if you did, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And tell me what your favorite genres are. Until then, until next time, this is Crimson Viking. And I'm telling you, have a good day, stay safe, and party hard. Bye-bye.